Recently, I tried using Doubao AI together with Blender to create an animation concept for an anime-style street scene. Honestly, you can figure it out even without thinking too hard. Just arrange the different elements in a certain order of layers. Then you can simply create a basic transformation animation for each of them. However, there are still some valuable takeaways from this process. I'd like to share them with you briefly. Let's start with some tips in Blender. First, when importing an image, you need to select the mesh plane under the image option. This will make the imported image directly become a mesh-based object. And it will automatically apply that image texture as its material. That saves a lot of steps. Additionally, you can directly crop the image simply by adjusting the mesh object's edge elements themselves. However, by default, when you change the mesh shape, the texture will often get stretched, so you'll need to check the Gear's correct face attributes on option right here. That way you can crop the image more easily. Next, let's talk about the little car. The car's movement itself is very simple, but if you need the wheels to move along with it, move the mouse a bit more. First, add 2 cylinders about the same size and align them to the wheel positions. After it's more or less properly aligned, switch the display mode over to solid view. Then change the color mode here over to op texture, so the image will display properly in solid on mode too. Actually, a lot of the setup tips here are explained much more thoroughly in my Blender Fundamentals Encyclopedia. If you're interested, please feel free to follow along with it. Now switch to a transparent view and align the wheels a bit more precisely. Since the car was generated by AI, the wheels might be slightly different sizes, but that's not a really big deal. Just cover them up. Now select both of them, then use the Pinterest checkmark to merge them into a single object. Then select the car, duplicate it as a backup copy and hide it for safety. Next, add a Boolean modifier to the remaining car, with the specific purpose of performing an intersection calculation with the original model to cut off its 2 wheels. Now apply the modifier. The original is done too, so you can delete it. These wheels are currently still just a single object. Now enter edit mode. Then press the P key and choose separate by loose parts to split those 2 wheels into their own separate objects. After that, switch back to object mode. The wheel's origin positions still aren't exactly correct, so select them, then right-click and set the origin to each one's geometric center point. With that, the preparation work is done. Now, first set a self-rotation animation for the rear wheel. Open the end panel. Now here in the rotation parameters, use the shortcut key to insert a keyframe. Then, simply move it over to about frame 30. After rotating the wheel a full 360 degrees around the Z-axis, set another keyframe as well. That wraps up the self-rotation effect. Next, bring up the graph editor and check whether this rotation animation is linear. A linear animation doesn't have any acceleration or deceleration. It looks more like a car passing by at a constant speed. Switch over to the Modifiers tab in the end panel inside the graph editor and add a Cycles modifier to this rotation, so the wheel can keep rotating continuously over time. Now select the front wheels, select the rear wheels last, then press Ctrl+L to copy the rear wheels animation to the front wheels. With that, the wheel spin animation is complete. Now I'm bringing out the backup car and the tires are overlapping, so I need to raise it a bit. Anyway, later it'll be in orthographic view, and with snow before and after, you won't be able to tell there's any misalignment. The rest is pretty simple. First, set the tire crawl, P, as a subset of the car, and finally set a translation animation for the car. This way, the tires can move along together with the car. The other elements follow this same principle, so you can simply do the same thing. However, the trees swaying is a little bit different. Next, let's take a look at the trees swaying animation. This is the picture of the tree imported using the method from earlier. Here in its shape keys, add a basis shape key and a deformation key for it. Then, go into the tree's edit mode and subdivide the faces a few more times. Select the upper half, which is the part that needs the swinging effect. Locate the shear tool in the toolbar to deform the selected section. Keep in mind that you need to change the transform pivot point to the 3D cursor, then hold Shift and right-click to position the cursor at the very bottom. Drag the slider at the top to make the treetop gently sway in the wind. This deformation effect has already been recorded into the shape key, so next you can create a deformation animation by keyframing the shape key's value parameter. Okay, that pretty much covers what I've introduced about the work in Blender so far. Next, let's talk about tips for the Doubao part. Actually, the most important tip is to feed Doubao reference images so it can accurately control the camera angle of the shot and the scale of things. Otherwise, relying only on a description doesn't seem to get the ideal result, or you could say it would be extra time consuming. I just quickly searched for an image of street front buildings made in SketchUp, and after feeding it to Doubao, I didn't even need any prompt words. Just choose a style, and you can get a fairly ideal image. I'm using the Hong Kong comic style here, but you can choose something else depending on your needs. This time, the first image is pretty good. After saving it, you can use Doubao's image expansion feature again to adjust the picture's aspect ratio. SketchUp is a modeling tool used by architects. There are tons of architectural models online that you can use to generate reference images for projects, buildings, streets, cities, and more from different angles, making it a great source of materials for AI, including some background scene elements as well. There are a ton of resources, and it can serve as a stockpile for AI. Compared with other 3D software, exporting images from it is especially convenient. You can even just take a screenshot and save it. Now there's just the last step left. Have Doubao cut out the image, because the generated images all come with a background, and when compositing in Blender, you need the background to be transparent. Doubao is actually more skilled at this and can very accurately give you what you want. Even if there are occasionally some parts that aren't very accurate, touching them up a bit in Photoshop doesn't take too much effort. Alright, that's about everything. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Now let's look at the final result.